civil rights movement was a movement that allowed minorities, and especially African Americans, to be equal in society. By any means necessary was a saying said by an icon in the civil rights movement. That icon was Malcolm X. I'm here today to inform you on how important Malcolm X really was today and back in the 1960s. A lot of people don't understand the history of Malcolm X like they should. I've been studying historical black icons for a very long time now, for several years, and Malcolm X has always been my favorite to study. So, this is why Malcolm X is important. Let's start off with his upbringing. Most people would think Malcolm X was born in a state that's associated with the civil rights movement, like Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, states like that. But no, he was born in Omaha, Nebraska. Had a tough time, very hard time in Omaha, Nebraska. His father was killed by a hit-and-run incident from the KKK members. He was also sent to jail for robbing a jewelry store. But he was very smart and graduated at the top of his class in high school. While he was sent to jail, he changed his name to X. And according to Malcolm X, and Malcolm X is in the world white supremacy, his original name was Malcolm Little. But after he changed his name to X, that allowed us to see how he really was and how he is today and how we know him. Let's focus on his effect on the civil rights movement. After he got educated on the Nation of Islam while he was in jail, he wanted to speak to the masses. And while he spoke to the masses, according to, by any means necessary, George Breitman, he was the biggest speaker of the Muslim religion in that time. After he got out of jail, he formed a new nation, or he wanted to talk about forming a new nation. And that new nation was organized, and the rules were equality, freedom, and respect. And that's what the new nation was going to be formed about. So, while he was speaking to the masses, he became a representative of the Nation of Islam. And after he became a representative of the Nation of Islam in Africa saw what he was doing. After that, they flew him out to Africa, and he found out the real, true meaning of the Nation of Islam. And when he came back, he spoke that to the masses. And white people did not like that back in the 1960s. So, let's talk about his death. February 21st, 1965, in New York City. He was shot during a speech, which was one of the biggest speeches of his life. While they shot him, in mid-sentence, 2 shots to the chest. 20,000 people at his funeral. And according to Alex Haley, Muhammad Ali was one of his best friends. And why he was his best friend was because he was such a serious Muslim. Muhammad Ali changed his name from Cassius Marcellus Clay to Muhammad Ali. So, in conclusion, Malcolm X, a great African American civil rights activist. He changed from his upbringing, he changed the civil rights movement, and how big his death was. So I want the audience to know the real Malcolm X and not just what everybody thinks of him and some type of 1B to Martin Luther King. Thank you for listening, most people. That was terrible.